Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for March 8th, 2021. After replenishing the Disney Park Pass reservations multiple times for the month of March, all parks are now completely booked for Disney Resort guests and theme park ticketed guests, as well as annual pass holders on some days next week. With spring break crowds arriving at Walt Disney World, larger crowds are expected at all four theme parks. Disney Resort guests and theme park ticketed guests have no parks available for park passes Monday through Thursday, March 15th through the 18th. In addition, Hollywood Studios is currently booked through the end of the month for all the guests as well, and now pass holders are starting to run out of some of those days too. It's you're gonna have. I don't want to give you too much exact information because by the time you hear this, it could be completely different. But the moral of the story is most of March is gone for everyone. It's going to be crowded. Mad Tea Party has reopened at the Magic Kingdom following a brief refurbishment. Cast members were performing final checks on the attraction before it opened just the other day. But within a few minutes, we were spinning once again. The refurbishment was mostly mechanical, not cosmetic. Just another small refurbishment in preparation for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, called the World's Most Magical Celebration, which begins October 1st. The Big Al's merchandise kiosk in Frontierland at the Magic Kingdom now has a new sign. The previous sign was taken down over a month ago. The sign has the same design as before, with the coloring being slightly different. It no longer appears to be hand-painted either. The image is now printed on the sign. The paint on the image previously wrapped around the edges of the sign. Now it's just black around the edges. The Big Al's lettering was also clearer now, as the old sign had some damage on it, which is why it was replaced. Those of you who don't know the history of this kiosk, well, it was a ticket booth when the Magic Kingdom opened in 1971, before becoming a woodcarver location in the 80s. Finally, in 1989, it became Big Al's, and this is the fourth different sign to be placed on the building in over 32 years. Big Al's can be found across from the Country Bear Jamboree in Frontierland. Hashtag Save the Jamboree. Who remembers that? If we've learned one thing from our Osprey saga on Universal's Velocicoaster, which, by the way, this is not News Today with Universal Parks News Today. You don't have to change the YouTube channel. But we do know these big birds tend to hang around roller coaster construction sites. And while an Osprey was on the track of Velocicoaster for some time, there's now an Osprey trying to build a nest on the canopy framework of Tron Light Cycle Run at the Magic Kingdom. The Osprey is seen mid-flight in this photo, bringing twigs and branches in an attempt to nest on the newest coaster. I will say in the days since we've checked, it doesn't appear like he or she was successful. I assume it's I think the female. I don't know. We have a lot of bird experts on staff, and I'm from the Bronx. We had pigeons. I don't know anything about any of these birds. Like which ones build the nests, I have no idea. But according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, the osprey is a protected species under the U.S. Migratory Bird Treaty Act. It was removed from Florida's endangered and threatened species list in 2018, but yeah, it seems like it has not had the ability to build a nest nor lay any eggs. And so I don't know if the osprey is going to come back or not, but as of right now, it seems like this was already cleared away. We are keeping a close eye on Tron, in case you couldn't tell by the fact that we noticed a bird was on it. But while the attraction will not open for Walt Disney World's 50th birthday, as originally planned, we are seeing progress on the canopy continue. In fact, it is almost completed. You can see here that the canopy is nearing this final support beam at the very end of the canopy, and within a few days we expect it will be finally completed. That being said, don't get too excited, as work on the inside has been completely stalled, and there are no plans to resume that interior construction anytime soon. A brand new face mask is available at Walt Disney World, and fans of rose gold and spirit jerseys will be excited, no doubt. Various adult sizes are available for this Briar Rose Gold face mask. Of course, it's rose gold in color with a shimmering golden Walt Disney World D-Globe icon, found at the Emporium at the Magic Kingdom for $12.99. Of course, Epcot is undergoing a massive reimagining. The park recently debuted a new fountain, new nighttime entrance lighting, and debuting sometime this year will be the new fireworks show, Harmonious. Of course, the centerpiece ring was moved into World Showcase Lagoon recently, and the water feature was actually being tested on it. Thanks to Twitter user Brooke G. McDonald, we saw the fountain testing happening from a distance, and they're quite tall. Obviously, the fountains will not only be used to mask the show structure during the day, it'll also be used to be part of the show at night, much like there are fountains in shows like World of Color. Obviously, Illuminations had fountains as well, so this is nothing new, but these certainly look a little more powerful than the old Illuminations ones. This was seen from the boardwalk, by the way. Beyond that, we also recently saw them testing the arms on that giant ring barge. Here you see them testing these light arms. Of course, there are versions of these arms also in those other floats we've seen on the lagoon for some time, but there are 4 of them on the ring barge. You can watch a video of the testing in action right here on our YouTube channel. We reported back in August that the Eats at the Epcot experience had returned with a limited menu after being closed for several months. The quick service location in the Odyssey had been home to a variety of options over the years, but most recently acted as a snack bar with popcorn and ice cream. However, the quick service location is closed once again and will not be hosting any special eats for the Taste of the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. Empty popcorn and pretzel machines can be seen all over the kiosk, but of course, with that new popcorn kiosk coming in World Celebration, maybe the flavored popcorn is going to move over here. Only time will tell. As we've kept up with the demolition of Innoventions West, it's sometimes hard to see the true extent of the deconstruction at Epcot. But thanks to Jonathan Salazar at the Disney Pilot, we now have an aerial view of the progress. It's hard to believe that nearly the entire Innoventions West is now demolished, but there you see it. Within a few days, it should all be gone. And it really is striking from the air when you could see it in scope with all of what was and what is for the moment, at least still, Future World. Obviously, Innoventions West, the portion that's still somewhat standing, will be knocked down to make way for the Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, a water play area. The other Innoventions West building that housed Fountain View and the character spot and all that kind of stuff was knocked down before. That was supposed to be the festival pavilion. It will now just be a festival area. What that exactly means, we still don't know. But demolition, nonetheless, continuing with the transformation of Epcot. As we've mentioned 100 times on this show, the entrance of Epcot has been completely reimagined, but it appears the work is not done. Work has now moved on to pavement closer to Gateway Gifts beneath Spaceship Earth. Any of you who have visited the park know that the old red pavement could still be found on the perimeter of everywhere that the new entrance work was done. It appears now they may be looking to replace all of that with matching pavement. As you see now, all of that pavement is ripped up, and we'll have to see over the next few weeks if we get the shimmering, sparkling gray and blackish pavement that is now a hallmark of the rest of the entrance to the park. Guests driving to the Walt Disney World Resort are met with a sign promoting the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and they've been met with this World Drive sign since the attraction opened in the 1990s. You may also know that it's been out of commission for some time. However, while driving around property this weekend, we noticed that the sign is back in motion. For a lot of reasons, this is important to Walt Disney World's history because this is the last remaining attraction billboard. I don't know how many of you remember, but up by the Magic Kingdom entrance, the toll plaza there used to be a number of different billboards through the years. I think there was Mission Space, It's Tough to Be a Bug. There were dozens and dozens through time, and those were removed. This is the last of those old-style promotional billboards on property. So it's nice to see that it's not only been repaired, but it gives us an idea that it's going to stay, which is great. Disney's Hollywood Studios has a new peanut butter chocolate milkshake available on Sunset Boulevard at Hollywood Scoops. The milkshake wasn't on the menu, but it was on display, so you have to wait in line essentially to find out that it's there, or watch this show, I suppose. Starting from the top, what appears to be half of a peanut butter cup is actually a cleverly designed and delicious brownie covered in a thick layer of dark chocolate. The brownie is dense and rich, which fits the theme of the milkshake as a heavier snack. The shake also has a layer of whipped cream on top, which added a nice airiness to offset the initial scoops and sips. You can get it for $8.49. You can read our full review at WDWNT.com. Speaking of reviews, we also headed over to Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew at Disney Springs, which now has a cinnamon roll. That's exciting. It's nearly 5 inches wide, covered in cinnamon toast icing. It's a beautiful combination of a glazed donut and a cinnamon roll. It's priced at $5.50, but you also get a 10% off discount as an annual pass holder, which we think is a great value because this is delicious. As we thought every donut and not any of the food or the coffee was at Everglazed, but head on over to our website again for the full review. Following a lengthy closure, Disney's Blizzard Beach water park is back. We were there on March 7 to explore the entire park. We're happy to return. You can head over to our site to read all about the entire experience, how it works, where you have to wear masks, where you don't. How all that works is in a post on our website. It's far too much to cover here on the show. I will tell you, we had a great time. Cast members were going above and beyond. It was really wonderful to be back. Speaking of being back at Blizzard Beach, we headed to lunch at Lotta Wada Lodge, one of my personal favorites, where we tried out some of the new menu items, but we also spotted something new, a covered seating area. That's right. A lot of the previously outdoor seating area now has a themed cover on it, which is great because once we famously melted an annual pass sitting out here. It was that hot. So there are a couple of tables still out in the open, but obviously a lot of people are going to enjoy that. They've covered a vast majority of the seating there. As far as our review, there were two plant-based items to review. So we tried an Impossible Burger and a plant-based sausage. You can read that review, as you can guess, at WDWNT.com. Although Blizzard Beach reopened with more physical distancing protocols in place, one new interesting thing that is still available at the water parks is the Rapid Refill Station. Of course, at Walt Disney World Resort hotels, where you could buy a resort refillable mug, they have not been allowing you to fill it yourself. They've been having a cast member assist you with that, usually handing you a cup full of the beverage of your choice to pour into yours. Now, in some places at Blizzard Beach, they are doing this, but at some locations, you do get to fill the soda yourself, which might seem like a little thing, but it's the first time in over a year we've gotten to do it. So another little step towards some sense of normalcy, right? Something that wasn't normal, though, a new trash can at the entrance of Blizzard Beach. This is the only place we found that it wasn't anywhere else in the park, but the new trash cans are open in the front and the back. They do not have the little swinging doors, which obviously, since the start of the pandemic, have been propped open. This is the first of a new design that has no flipping lid at all. So I don't know if we're going to see more of these. I assume it's just a test. That's why they put one out, just to see how people respond to it maybe, but nonetheless, it exists. It's a thing. Although Disney has given annual pass holders all sorts of conflicting information, we are happy to report that those of you who still have valid Platinum Plus annual passes or Premier passports can still get access to Blizzard Beach until your expiry date. Now, there is still conflicting reports as to if you can renew that Platinum Plus pass or not. Some people on our staff have. Some people have been told no. It depends who you ask, but we will tell you if you do have a valid Platinum Plus or Premier passport, it is valid for entry to Blizzard Beach for the time being. Walt Disney World guests can also once again purchase tickets with the Park Hopper Plus option. While standard Park Hopper tickets were made available again in January, the Park Hopper Plus option is now available with Blizzard Beach back in action. With a ticket with Park Hopper Plus, guests can not only hop to and from the four main theme parks, they can also visit Blizzard Beach or an additional experience such as a golf course. How many visits you get to a water park or other experience depends on the length of the ticket you buy. A one-day ticket allows one visit, a three-day allows three, and so on and so forth. Right now, Disney's Oak Trail Golf Course and Disney's Fantasia Gardens Miniature Golf Course are both open for guests to enjoy with that ticket. If you follow our website on a daily basis, you no doubt have heard something about the big changes coming to Disney's Polynesian Village Resort this year. The hotel still hasn't opened to guests beyond the Disney Vacation Club villas, but work is underway on a new entrance and monorail station as well as new rooms, including Moana elements. Well, Disney gave us our first peek at these new rooms. The reimagined spaces feature a new color palette inspired by the Pacific Ocean and its many islands, including details, patterns, and textures from the hit Walt Disney Animation Studios film, Moana. You also can see all new furnishings and fixtures, ones we spotted outside the rooms a couple days ago. We showed you these. In the bathrooms, for instance, Disney Imagineers took inspiration from the sandy ocean floor for the tiles and carved details into the vanity. Colorful patterns found throughout the room bring a whole new energy to the space, evoking undulating ocean waves and tropical flowers. The reimagining of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort is just in time for the 50th anniversary of the hotel on October 1st, which will be celebrated as part of the world's most magical celebration. Room bookings are currently open for late July 2021. A quick note on these. I know people want to know my thoughts on them. I've been asked a million times. The old Polynesian rooms, not the DVC ones, because the DVC ones are adorable and wonderful and everything these resort rooms should be. But the old regular rooms were bad. They were bad for deluxe. So this is undoubtedly an improvement over what was there. Does this match a lot of other deluxe, no. I feel like, especially if you look real closely at the furniture, which we did because it was outside, a lot of the furniture and the materials in the furniture are the same as a lot of the moderates they've either remodeled or built as of late. So a lot of it looks similar to Grand Casino Tower, things of that sort, Riviera, and the floor looks the same. And so if you're using all of these same textures and materials, does it make it a deluxe room? I don't think the answer is yes. I think there really needs to be a change in quality between moderate and deluxe to where the deluxe feels worth it. I know it's in the Magic Kingdom area, but I don't think that alone warrants the price hike to be as great as it is between a moderate and a deluxe, right? So those are my thoughts. I don't like the big wall decal. I'm not a fan of the room overall. If this was a moderate, I would think this room is great. Otherwise, I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm not wild about it. Well, we just talked about those Moana-themed rooms, but in that announcement, Disney did tease about the future of more Walt Disney World Resort hotels. Quote, "This exciting progress is part of the overall evolution of our Disney Resort hotels as we infuse even more Disney touches across our collection, just in time for the world's most magical celebration beginning October 1st, 2021, in honor of Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary." So this announcement hints at other rumored resort remodeling projects, and in time for the 50th would be the upcoming project at Disney's Contemporary Resort. Starting in April, rooms at the hotel are being remodeled, following rumblings of thematic touches from Pixar's The Incredibles likely being added. You'll remember some time ago we told you there were plans to convert the Wave of American Flavors on the first floor of the Contemporary into the Incredibles Steakhouse, a story that was laughed out by many. That was until the Incredibles-themed model room showed up at the hotel. While the quote we just mentioned does not confirm the Incredibles are coming, it does seem to indicate that it is. So I don't know. We're still waiting on an announcement. They've been very quiet about this, but the remodel is starting next month, and we've seen those model rooms, and this little hint in the Moana room announcement definitely seems to indicate it's coming. We'll keep you in the loop as we find out more. According to Brady McDonald of the OC Register, California theme parks can reopen April 1st under updated guidelines from the state's health department following a year of coronavirus closures that cost the industry billions of dollars and thousands of jobs. The new California theme park guidelines and possible opening date are part of a refresh of Governor Gavin Newsom's 4-tier blueprint for a safer economy. Disneyland Park, California Adventure, and Universal Studios Hollywood have been closed since March of 2020, thanks to the pandemic. Many parks have partially reopened or will be for special events and food festivals without rides, such as A Touch of Disney and A Taste of Universal. Newsom's blueprint refresh finally allows Disneyland and Universal and other California theme parks to open as early as April 1st, 2021, once the counties they are located in reach the red substantial Tier 2 risk status. Orange and Los Angeles counties are expected to move into the red next week. Starting on April 1st, California theme parks can reopen at 15% capacity in Tier 2. Capacity levels will shift in the orange moderate Tier 3 and yellow minimal Tier 4. Theme park attendance will be limited to California residents. But nonetheless, this is great news that finally we are closing in on the reopening. It seems like we may just be a couple weeks away from Disneyland coming back into our lives, which, whether it's open for residents or anyone else, it's a very nice thing. The first batch of tickets for A Touch of Disney, the dining and shopping event at California Adventure this month, are now sold out. However, more tickets will be made available on a rolling basis until the experience ends. That is, provided the final event date is not April 19th, which is what tickets have been sold up to at this point. Tickets went on sale Thursday, but due to overwhelming demand, there were many technical difficulties. Nonetheless, eventually, they all sold out within a few hours. So, depending on if Disney wants to reopen the parks after April 19th, they may want to sell more tickets, but only time will tell. But nonetheless, it does show you how high the demand is for the reopening of those parks. The WandaVision photo op at Disneyland Resort has been popular for the last month as fans of the show get that perfect picture. But now a new item has been added to the pseudo set, Agatha Harkness's director's chair. The chair with Agatha's name on it sits in the bushes just off to the side of the photo op. The chair faces the living room set, evoking the moment in Agatha All Along where, she turns around in the chair. Unfortunately, guests cannot sit in the chair, but they can pose next to it. It's pretty fun. Although, of course, I still am partial to It Was Chapek All Along, our own parody song. But the photo op is still available. Obviously, it will probably be wrapped into a touch of Disney once that event begins, since this part of the park will close to guests that are non-ticket. A new dress is available on Shop Disney and at Disney's Hollywood Studios, celebrating Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. The all-over pattern on the cap sleeve dress features Mickey, Minnie, and the rest of the gang, while the red and white checkered belt creates a cute complement. The red and white checkered belt with metal buckle is removable, and the dress has a zippered back closure. The all-over pattern of the dress features Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Daisy, and Pete. Where's Chubby the merchandise bird? Come on! There are embroidered Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway tickets on the back. It's cool. You can find this dress on Shop Disney for $128. It comes in sizes extra small through plus 3X. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next trip. The best part, their services are free. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. The Vacationeer, the official travel agency of WDWNT. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show, especially these really long ones. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Looking for the latest in Disney news on the go? Then download WDWNT the app. From news to videos to park hours and more, WDWNT the app is your one-stop shop for the latest from the Disney world. Available on iPhone and Android, just search for WDWNT in your device's app store.